Here's why, because I really don't want to record this. Hi, my name is Jason Woods. Welcome to Chasing the Apex. So you guys wanted it, you guys asked. So I'm going to take a drink of beer first. Here's why, because I really don't want to record this. Okay, so you guys asked, right? You said, Jason, we want to know, right? Now that we know, right? You've driven the GT4, you've driven the Evora GT. Which is better, right? Compare the two. And I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to repeat this back to you. And I'm going to put this on you guys, especially you older guys. When we're talking about beauty, is it Audrey Hepburn or Grace Kelly? You know, because that's kind of how I feel about this question, right? So really, I mean, the answer is on the street, they're both brilliant. Okay, so, and I would argue that if you're going to choose one of these cars or you're testing one of these cars, please don't do it on a standard dealer test drive. Dealers, I already know you're going to get mad at me. Take it on an extended test drive, get some twisty bit of road, and they will gobble it up. They're both absolute monsters. That's the first part. The second part is this truth. The second part is this truth can't be told on the street. It's not something I could advise on. The only way I could advise on this is with the same driver, same track, and in the same conditions. So until Porsche and Lotus show up at my door with both cars and go, hey man, you're gonna go to Sears Point and go run these, I couldn't tell you. And I think it would be unfair for me to speculate. Both are excellent. Both are absolutely excellent. Okay, the third question, right, is we talked about price. Now, I don't want to speculate on this, right? I know a lot of people do take their investments, and cars are monetary investments to them. So for me, it's an investment, it's an emotional investment, it's an investment in the experience, because I really just love driving, and I love driving in a spirited fashion. And I love track driving, and I love cross-country driving, and I just love driving, okay? I just love them. And I love sports cars, and I love enthusiast cars, and I just love cars. Let's just get over that, right? And so when we talk about that, right, because I'm really uncomfortable answering this question, by the way. You know, I haven't been this uncomfortable on camera since probably my first video. Yeah, probably. And then my first video, I was like, I didn't want to be here. Kind of feel like that with this question, but I think it's fair to answer it. So when we start comparing things like that, right, we know right now the GT4 you can buy used anywhere between, I don't know, I'm going to say 65 to about 90. You can buy a used GT4. They're accessible for Americans. If you have a relationship with a dealer, they can probably find you one, because relationships do matter. Does that make sense? So you could probably work that. Now, when we start talking about the Evora GT, we're talking about something that won't be made anymore. In 2022, it's going to be phased out. And the only thing we get here in the States is the Evora GT. So we're not getting the Exige and the Elise. We're not getting the affordable drivers, cars that Lotus produces. Now, there's a lot of cool things going on at Hethel. And if you work for Hethel and you work for Lotus at this period in time, I'm very jealous. You have my envy, because there's some exciting things going on there. So I would say that if you were going to buy one of these cars, this is just simply being pragmatic and practical, right? You know, I would judge it based on my relationships first and foremost, right? And then I would judge it on accessibility. How easy is it for me to get? How much can I afford to spend, right? And how easy is it to get it serviced if there's a problem? Because let's face it, you know, enthusiast cars do have problems. Generally not big problems, right? But they do have problems. So who do you have that you can trust that can work on it? And what relationships do you have? Because I think that matters. And so that's the answer to that question. And today, by the way, we have 1 million views. Never in my life, when I started this 1.5 years ago, did I think 1 million people would watch us. And I'm so grateful for that. I don't even know how to communicate that. 1 million people have watched us, or 1 million times we've been watched, really? I mean, I look like Uncle Fester and I have a face for radio. So, man, I'm ever so humbled, ever so humbled. I'm just a dude with a beer, man. I'm nobody special. I'm a guy that likes driving, and thank you all for taking your time to watch us. I know you have other choices, and it's gonna be a short video, and I'm gonna let you guys get on with your week. Thanks for watching Chasing the Apex, and we'll see you next week. I pushed back the car review till next week. I got another video, a couple videos to release, and the reason I did that is to get this out, because this was going on. These questions were going on in the comments, and I don't want to leave you guys hanging, man. But I also don't want to speculate. So I don't want to speculate, because really it is a preference for the driver. Both are brilliant drivers' cars. Now, it's just impossible for me to say without being on the track. And then lap times would tell that tale, and I can't do it. I say choose the one that's right for you. Choose the one you trust. Choose the one you love. Choose the one that conjures the most emotion. But I will offer to you, on a dealer test drive or on the block, neither of these cars will tell their truth. Not the real truth. Not their real truth. So I highly advise an extended test drive, and I highly advise some twisty bit of road, because there's more truth told there than going around the block. Thanks for watching Chasing the Apex, and we'll see you next week.